Hey guys, it's the real estate doctor here, and I'm here to prove to you guys that you can not only buy properties for $100,000 in the United States and not in Zimbabwe, but also you can buy property that rents for $1,000 or more per month if the property is $100,000, which beats the 1% rule. And what is the 1% rule? The 1% rule is a rule that basically says, you know, in order for your property to cash flow when it's substantially mortgaged, it has to get more than 1% of the purchase price. So if you're buying a property for 100,000, 1% is 1,000, 500,000, 1% is 5,000, and so on and so on. And it's not just your purchase price, it's your total investment. So if you're buying a house for 100,000 and putting 100,000 into it, you'll be in for 200,000. So to beat the 1% rule, the rent has to be $2,000. So I'm going to show you how you can find markets that works. I'm going to show you how you can find markets that are 100,000 and under. Then I'm going to show you how you can find markets that beat the 1% rule. Then I'm going to show you cross-reference them. I did that today with ChatGPT. I thought I had to do it all from my head, but it does a pretty good job. Then I'm going to show you some markets that even though you can buy under 100,000, or they beat the 1% rule, why they don't work. And then I'm going to show you how to find rents in those markets and prices of houses pretty quickly. So I won't take too much of your time. Let me just get to it. So first off, I've been doing this for many, many years. I've done over 8,000 deals. The majority of my deals are in these markets where you beat the 1% rule. I'm a cash flow real estate investor. I only want to invest in cash flow. So I've only invested in these markets. And to me, when I did probably you're coming from that viral video that I did where somebody asked me if they gave me $1 million, what would I do? And I said I would buy 10 $100,000 properties that rent for $1,000. And man, the comments were unbelievable. The comments were like, there is none, must be in Zimbabwe, must be buying an RV, trailer park, doesn't happen. You must be in the worst neighborhood. So that being said, I wanted to address this and show everybody that this can happen. So what I decided to do was let me, go on ChatGPT right before this and see maybe there's some markets I don't know about, So let me just share my screen. I'm going to show you what I asked ChatGPT, which is AI or artificial intelligence. Most people know what ChatGPT is at this point. And dude, it's pretty fantastic. So here we go. So I asked, what states can you find houses to rent for $100,000 USD or less? Sorry, my picture was or below. So anyway, finding blah, blah, blah. But here you go. Ohio. Now I'm just going to tell you where I own, Ohio. I own there, I own there, I own there. I don't own there. Now, I'm not saying it's not good there. I just haven't bought there. Michigan, I own there, I don't own there. Again, just happened to. So I was this is probably the hottest market I'm working in right now. Indiana, people love Indianapolis. I own in Indianapolis. I own in South Bend. I haven't been buying there recently, but people love it. Pittsburgh, Erie, Scranton, Harrisburg. I'm from Pennsylvania. I think Philadelphia still works too. Pittsburgh, I love. Scranton, I like, and Harris, I like them all. I don't own in Erie. Missouri, St. Louis, I love. Kansas City, I love. Haven't bought in Springfield. Alabama, all these markets I own. Georgia, I don't own in any of those markets. Iowa, I don't own in any of those markets. Tennessee, I do not own. A lot of people own in Memphis. I do not own in any of those markets. West Virginia, I don't own in those markets. Arkansas, don't own in those markets. Oklahoma, I do own in Tulsa and Oklahoma City. I don't own there. Kentucky, Louisville, let's see here. Lexington, I do not own. Mississippi, I do own in Jackson. New York, upstate New York, I own in Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse. So anyway, ChatGPT can show you where you can buy $100,000 rental properties. Now, that doesn't mean that it's a super great cash flow property. You want it to beat the 1% rule. So I asked it, what states can you find rental properties that beat the 1% rule, where the monthly rent is 1% or more of the purchase price, right? A lot of these are the same, but some are different, so I'm not gonna go over it. And you guys, well, you're watching a video recording of this, so you have this and you can look this up on ChatGPT yourself. So now these beat the 1% rule. Now, the 1% rule, if you have it in any market, whether it's 100,000 or higher, that means that you will cash flow if you substantially mortgage the property 80% or more. You can just like that, know that you're going to cash flow. Now, for some of these markets that are over 100,000, you would still cash flow, but where you will not cash flow is in markets where you have condo fees or homeowner association fees. So those absolutely kill your cash flow. So you will see down here, I did a little peek here. A lot of these markets were the same, but then Texas popped up here. Texas isn't so much for condo dues and HOAs, but property taxes are very high in Texas. Florida is all about you can find a 1% rule in Orlando and Tampa, but you got condo fees. And it's not going to work. Jacksonville sometimes can work. West Virginia, Arkansas. So anyway, then I said, let's see how smart this is. I got 27 years experience, but AI probably has thousands. Now, cross-reference these two lists and give me states and cities that you can buy for 100K or less and still beat the 1% rule. And voila, here are the places you want to do. Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Missouri, Pittsburgh, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, West Virginia, Arkansas. So those are all markets that work. So let me just show you how you can, let's say you decided, hey, I really am interested in St. Louis, right? How can I see that this works? So with St. Louis, you can just go over, well, first off, go on Zillow. Now, I don't buy most of my properties on Zillow. I buy most of them off the market. I buy from wholesalers. I buy direct from sellers, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, we're in St. Louis. Now, not every part of every market works, but several, definitely the ones that are going to be under 100,000, which is what we're talking about, will probably work. So here's under 100,000. And let's just pick we need to pick a house that's done. Let's see if this baby's done. That's unbelievable. I don't know that that's done, but no, it's not done, but it's pretty close to being done. Let's find one that's done. I mean, it's just unbelievable. If you haven't, for the people who are like, oh, what are you buying an RV? I mean, look how beautiful that house is. Let's see about this one here. That's close to being done too. All right, let's just use, let's use this one. And let's assume we need to put 20,000 in it, right? So, well, we'll click the link here. Here's the pictures. I don't know if you're already in the business, but this is not a lot of work here. Paint, floors are pretty good. If you want to drywall there, you can. You can change this tile. Kitchen works. For a rental, this works. Looks like, look, this is not going to be more than $20,000. So what you do here is, let's say, so 70,000, let's say you pay market price and you add 20,000 to it. You take this address and you go to Rent-A-Meter, right? Rent-A-Meter is really good. I mean, it's not the only thing I use, but it's pretty good. So you go to Rent-A-Meter and you say it's 3-bed, 2 baths, and see how much the rents are. The rent median, I use the median, is $1,300. So if you bought this property in St. Louis, 70,000, and now really you could add 60,000 and still beat the 1% rule. And not to mention here, let's look at the property taxes. It's usually ridiculous. $284 a year is what the property taxes are. So St. Louis, you can definitely cash flow. So I own in St. Louis. I think it's a great market. So let's just pick another market. Let's pick one that I didn't know on that list. Let's do Augusta, Georgia. I think they have the Masters there, this golf tournament. So let's see here. Augusta. Oh, gotta spell it right. No, still spelled it wrong. Like August. All right. Well, look, never in my life have I seen houses in Augusta, Georgia. Matter of fact, where the heck is this in Georgia? Okay. Savannah's here. Atlanta's there. I guess it's halfway between. Augusta. Hey, maybe I'll check it out. So let's try to find ourselves. I'll increase this. These need work. How about that was, I'm looking for one that doesn't need work. So I don't have to estimate the work here. We're up to 100,000. Land. Let's see, this one, 99,000. It still needs work. How about this 99,000? Yep, needs work. So I wonder what these rents are. This one's pretty good. Let's do this. Here we go. Now, again, I never looked at this market in my life until right now. So 89.9. And, looks like it needs a roof. This is pretty clean for a rental. Maybe change the flooring. Yeah, I know some of you ladies will want to change that kitchen. All right, let's say the roof is 15,000 and you mess around with 15,000 in the house, let's say it's 30,000. I'm totally guessing. I mean, I'm not off on the construction. I'm going to be within 10,000 one way or the other. But I don't know this market, so I have no idea what the rent's going to be. So 89.9 is the price. So 89.9 is 90,000 plus 30,000, 120,000. So let's see if a 3-bedroom, 1-bath here will rent for 1,200 or more, I presume. Paste that, baby. All right, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Let's I did it too fast. It says sometimes you got to put it in twice. Anyway, great free resource if you don't use this. And sometimes you got to, here you go, 1,200. Look at that. So it beats the 1% rule. So what I did here was assume you pay ask. Now, obviously I would negotiate it and assume you put 30,000 into this house to rent it out. You're in for 120. I couldn't have made that any better. So let's, so people don't think this is fake. Well, first off, let's see what the taxes are. I'm just curious. And let's see, no HOA fee. That's good. I should have asked ChatGPT that too. And let's see how much the taxes are. 657. Come on, man. People say that you can't find cash flow and property. They're out of their mind. So let's find another market I don't know anything about. West Virginia. Should we do? Well, Bill Clinton was from Little Rock, so let's see Little Rock, Arkansas, right? Let me go back over here and I will go back to search and I'll make this the last one, Little Rock. There we go. Never been there either. All right, what do we got in Little Rock? Looking for something done. Look at that, man. 70,000. Man, I'm finding myself new markets. Thank you, ChatGPT. All right. I mean, it's beautiful, especially for a rental. Heck yeah. All right. Let's make sure it's not a condo. No HOA fee, single family residence. This is ridiculous. Price cut, $16,000 all day long. I might buy this. All right. Let's check the property taxes before I check the rent. Yeah, okay. $355 a year, people. A year. It's just insane. I'm sorry. It's insane that people don't know that this is, when I made that, I didn't think anything of that real. And you never know what, but I realized that a lot of people just don't know this stuff, so here we are now. I think it's a 3-bed, 2-bed. Well, 3-bed, 1.5. Now, sometimes the free version of Rent-A-Meter, you can only do 5 times. So sometimes I just changed my VPN. I don't know if you guys have, I just tell it I'm somewhere else. I'm sure you guys are doing that for Netflix or whatever. So, okay, ridiculous. Average rent, $1,100. So never looked at a house, never been in Arkansas. This house, which I think is very nice, 70,000 is the ask. You don't need to do anything to it. And it will rent for $1,100. And it has 300 and some thousand, its property taxes are like super cheap, $355. All right, people, come on. There's all kinds of deals out there that work. So that's all I wanted to do. If you guys have any questions, you can always DM me, reach out to me. Follow me on the Real Estate Doctor. I also have a podcast, Real Estate Doctor. I'll do a free call with any of you guys anytime to help you, put you on whatever path you want to go. But for those of you that thought you couldn't find $100,000 houses that rent for $1,000 or more, here you go. And I just started those two last markets. I never looked at houses ever in the history of my life. So hope that helps you guys. Have the best day or night of your life. Thanks, guys.